the situation is not very idealistic. So I don't think so. The solution, as I said, you always want a certain ideal situation. But given the prevailing situation, that may not be possible. So, I think the CBSE and the MHRD must have certainly thought this over, with certain educators, and come out with this formula. And I am of the opinion that if it is disadvantageous to a certain section, it is uniformly disadvantageous to everybody. So at the end of it, once when you are doing the calculation, that uniformity cancels out, because if there are certain section of the students, whose percentage are, and when I talk about the merit-based admission, so if their percentage is coming down, it will be uniformly coming down, for the whole section. So at the end, it might not make too much of a difference, and when we talk in terms of mathematics, so, my standard deviations may not be too much, if I adopt this process together, in fact. So, in the want of anything else, I think it's an excellent formula that they have.
CBSE's criteria which has come up, I think there is no other option at this stage, because we have to declare the results in time, and in this situation, there is no other things. Probably CBSE and MHRD has definitely consulted with academicians in this regard, and this is the only solution at this stage, what I feel. There might be not be all stakeholders are happy with it. This is not good for students and parents, but there is no other option than this.
Yes, ma'am. But see, the most interesting thing what ma'am has suggested, how do we make sure that the students are coming out of that kind of a mugging up of syllabus or content, and how can we make sure that they are able to apply it actually? For example, let me just tell you, now this physics and chemistry, the whole year has been totally virtual. So there is no, they don't understand experiments, or they may not be exposed to the kind of experiments they used to do in the lab. So how do we evaluate them? So as Professor Arya said, I think this is the best combination. But of course, if it is possible, especially during the situations, my suggestion is that we have to have a mechanism where the teachers are trained to conduct some sessions. In fact, I saw few questions here in the chat box. Teachers are asking, how do we assess the students if it is online? So that kind of practical measures which teachers can adopt, because I know a large number of teachers are struggling a lot with a lot of the academic and administrative work, and they may not be able to fully focus on real teaching. You understand? So how is it possible that we can reduce that administrative workload and bring them to more into teaching, so that they can always survive on a blended type of learning, and make sure that at least in 11th and 12th standard, the students are given projects, or the evaluation has to be strictly according to the case studies, real-time case studies, or based on the research papers published by the professors, because there are a lot of research being happening in different domains. So let them be exposed, because that is the bread and butter for a university, for a higher education institution. If we are getting the students with the right knowledge, and see, for example, as ma'am said, we don't know who are deserving. Unless otherwise you expose them to large possibilities, let them choose whatever they want. So that kind of a structure has to happen. So that will definitely add on to the advantage of a common entrance examination. See, we all talk about cracking of entrance. Students come and ask me how to crack entrance. See, you can crack entrance, but what will happen once you join a college? You will not be able to crack it, because you have to go through that academic process, the continuous evaluation. So that is more important. So rather than cracking, let them understand concept, let them apply the concept, and let them have the practical or real-time application knowledge of what they have learned, which is very, very crucial. So that has to be adopted in one way or the other. Maybe a certain percentage is enough. For example, let us say out of 100 marks, maybe 20 marks we have to make sure that they are undergoing through a project. See, because if you just take websites, COVID-19 indiainfo.org, you can see a lot of mathematical visualizations. So let them be exposed to that, because we don't know where these matrices are applied, or where these mathematical concepts are applied. Let them learn. Let them be exposed to what is real-time application of what they learn. And this is the right time which we can definitely expose them, because there is a lot of content available in the internet. And I feel that the school teachers are ready to take up that kind of a responsibility in doing some online research when they get time, and prepare a kind of lesson plan where the students are also exposed to that. That will help a lot. And my suggestion is, we have to think of those who will pass out in 2022 and 2023.